winter run can be fantastic, and it can also be quite terrible, as today, 1 or 2 degrees above freezing, rain, and actually it sucks. So if you choose not to run, I fully understand. But if you do run, there are a few things that are important for your winter run and winter run commute. So
there are a few things that are important for your winter run to make your winter run fantastic. It's about clothes, it's about visibility, and it's about shoes. So let's have a look at the clothes. Okay, so what about the clothes? Let's start with the face. That is your single most important thing to protect, I would say. And the first thing you want to have is, not sure what it's called in English, it's a buff. So you will protect your neck from wind and cold, but you can also put it over your mouth and nose if it's really windy or cold or terrible or whatever it can be during the winter. So something like that. One more thing for the face, which is really important, especially here in the south of Sweden, which is really terrible in the winter. Then it is actually important to have glasses. I have these glasses to protect, which is really nice when it's windy, and especially if it's rain and snow right in my face. And at my distinguished age, I also have a small part at the bottom here of the glasses that are for reading. So I can actually read my watch here. It's a quite nice feature. So this one for the face and the glasses. That's the face. Secondly, the hands. What I prefer are gloves with touch fingers, so I can have use of my phone with these gloves on, which is really convenient. Again, sometimes or quite often I take bus, public transport part of the way, then I have my ticket on the phone and I need to show that when I enter the bus. I don't want to take off the glove if it's cold outdoor. I can keep it on if I have touchscreen gloves. Secondly, a pair of mittens as extra for the cold, but also with the strap. And this is really nice actually. What we have here is a strap. I just took an elastic cord, this lock here, and attached to the mitten. What I do is I put it on like this. And now it's really warm and nice. When I need to get something, this is not so convenient. I just drop the glove like this and I won't risk losing it. I actually lost my mitten once in a long race. It was towards the end of the race, so no harm done really. Just a pair of new gloves, but it was really annoying. So ever since then I attached an elastic cord stopper to this mitten to avoid losing it. This works fantastic. Another thing about clothes are waiting time. Again, I typically take the bus part of the way, and no matter how I try to time it, I will always have to wait a few minutes, and it can be really cold. So some extra clothes like this. Quite small space needed for this in my run pack, and this is actually really nice. as extra clothes when I wait for the bus, or if I'm just really slow that day and it's really cold. Then it's quite nice as well. That was the clothes. Now let's talk about visibility. At least here in the north of Europe, in Sweden, it's really dark during winter, especially since we don't have snow down here. Anyway, it's really important to be visible. I don't want to be hit by a car or a bike or, I don't know, elk, ice bear, whatever. We don't have ice bears on the street. Then, for visibility, it's reflectives and lamp. Let's start with the reflectives. I will start with the mittens I showed. Here I actually took a small piece of reflective and hand sew. I actually used a machine for this, but it's quite easy to attach to the mitten or a glove. And this makes for some really good visibility, especially when I want to cross a road. I can just wave and I will be very visible for the cars in this case. In addition, when it comes to reflectives, you can never be too visible. So this is something that I find very convenient. I can adjust this, so I can have a run pack on my back, and I can still have this running vest outside my run pack, so I will be visible from all angles. So this is really nice. So that's for the reflectives. What about the lamp? Headlamp is really good, especially to be visible for the bikes. At least bikes down here in the south of Sweden they don't have lights themselves. So if I have reflectives, I'm not that visible to them. They're just crazy. Most of them, not all of them. So then I have a headlamp. Honestly, you can have any headlamp, it doesn't really matter. Some protection against the weather is nice. I have a rechargeable one, which is also quite nice. So headlamp to be really visible. I actually added a blinking red light on the back of my headlamp. So with the reflectives, with a headlamp, with this blinking red lamp, there is no way that I will not be visible. I will be. This is crazy. Then I'm super visible, which is exactly what I want to be when I'm running to and from work, in the traffic. That was that on visibility, and let's move on to the shoes. Why are shoes extra important in the winter? Snow and ice. You do not want to slip on snow or ice when you run. You can really hurt yourself. I've done that myself. Rehab is really boring. I do not want that. You do not want that. So better safe than sorry, and make sure you have shoes where you will not slip on snow or ice. And you have a few options. The easiest option is to buy a shoe that have spikes on them already. These have a few spikes on the front and on the back. It's a really good grip on this shoe. Works wonderful. Second option is to use your normal running shoe and have removable spikes like this. They go over the shoe. You don't do it like this. You have the shoe on first, then you do this. But I'll just show you a little bit. They come on like this, and up here on the back you will have spikes up here and down here. Works really well, surprisingly well. A bit uncomfortable. I have a bit of a pressure on the top of the foot. So I find this works for 3 to 5k, 3 to 5 kilometers, 2 to 3 miles. For longer run commutes, I think it will be a bit uncomfortable for me, but for snow and ice, it works perfect. It's a really good budget option. These are like 300 kroner in Sweden. What is that? 30 US maybe. A good starting option, and you can use any shoes, running shoes, with these ones. Third option, and this is really my favorite, is to take your favorite shoe. I have a favorite shoe brand that I run, really well cushioned shoes, and I add spikes on them. So what you do is you have separate small spikes and a tool, and you just take these spikes and screw them into your shoe permanently. So these are my winter running shoes now. Thing is, you can add more spikes if you want really good grip. So I find this really nice. I can use my favorite shoe, add the spikes, and they work perfect. I will post a link to the brand and the spikes I use. They work fantastic. There are probably other really good options, but these are the ones I use. So we have talked about a few things to make your winter run a fantastic run. I cannot run for you, but I can help you finding the right gear to make your winter run really enjoyable. Number one, clothes. Finger gloves with touch. Extra mittens like this with a strap. And an extra clothes if you have some waiting time or if you have a really bad day. Secondly, visibility. You cannot be too visible. Reflectives, headlamp, then you're all set. Number three, shoes. Either attachable spikes like this, or you can buy out of the box shoes with spikes, or you can add them as I prefer like this. And now we're all set for a fantastic winter run. Good luck and enjoy your winter run.